What is up, nerd friends? Welcome back to the Nerd Bench. Today is a very exciting day. There have been, well, depending how you look at it, 4, maybe 5 new products in the crawling segment released from Hobbywing. First, we have a new combo. This is an Outrunner crawling combo. The outer motor with a new, all new 10BL80 speed control. It does sensorless, brushless, and it does brushed motors as well. There is a new Fusion 8 SE. This is I guess you'd say, budget version of the very tried and true Fusion 8, and a new compact size Fusion Pro Elite. All of the goodness of the Fusion Pro 2300 jam-packed into a smaller package with new features and a wider voltage operating range. This is just going to be a very quick look and run through of these features because these are all pre-production samples that I was sent for basic testing. I will have a link down in the description that has all of the detailed information on all the hard specs, BEC ratings, voltage range, all that fun stuff. So don't take everything I say as etched in stone. The production samples in the packages are on their way to me, and I should have them very soon, but I wanted to show everybody these right away because this is some exciting new stuff. So first up, let's take a look at the 10BL80 crawler in the QuicRun series. We have 2 KVs available for the Outrunner motors. There's a 1700 and a 2200 KV, and they will be available in combos or sold separately as well. I have normal 1/8" motor shaft on there for simple installation, and these are targeted, as you see here, in comp crawling style. Started to really love Outrunner motors because you can move all of the weight very far forward, super heavy bias to the front. Little short stubby motors that have all the torque and control of a larger in-runner motor, if you will. The other topic that I want to make sure that we don't forget is that the 10BL80 crawler, while it is a sensorless, brushless speed control, they brought back brushed motor operations. So you can set this guy up to run your brush motors as well. And like most of our new crawling segment products, it does have the auxiliary channel input, so you can do the drag brake on the fly from your radio. Something that can be very helpful for various terrain conditions, doing all uphill, downhill, or maybe you're not doing full-time crawling, you want to do some, more basher style running, you can do that. The motor is called the Outer 3530, 35 millimeter diameter, 30 millimeter length. It does have the 1/8" shaft, and it will be available in 2 different KVs, 1700 and 2200 KV. And the motors are rated for 2 to 4S, as is the 10BL80 crawler as well. So bringing that 4S option to everybody with the high-powered switching BEC that goes all the way up to 8.4 volts. Now, something I do want to point out that I do know changed. This guy's set up to have the wires are soldered on because these, like I said, are pre-production samples. But it will come with 3.5 millimeter gold-plated plugs on the motor and on the speed control, so it's a plug-and-play setup if you want. Or you can pull the motor plugs on and solder them into the tubes for a super clean install like this guy here. And some of you may be asking, Charlie, what are you doing with the comp crawler? This is not mine. Shout out to team driver Caden Meeks. Not only did he loan me his truck, he did a bunch of testing with this combo at his local crawl club. They have a point series out in Reno, and he actually ended up running the whole series as well as the finals, ended up winning the points, I think, in maybe 2 classes. I forget exactly what he told me, but this is Caden Meeks' comp crawler rig. Super cool, shafty, real simple. It made me really want to think about getting into some comp crawling here. But, I mean, look at this thing. It's got hollow wheels. You can see the inserts in there. It's pretty neat. Up next, the Fusion 8 SE. This has the adapter plate installed on it. It does not include this adapter plate. I was just too lazy to take it off. My most humble apologies. So this is a basic A-scale size motor with a normal A-scale bolt pattern on it. And we offer this adapter plate to make it fit the stock SCX6 transmission. So that's why this guy is on here. I do most of the testing and running that we do with these size motors in a 6-scale rig because I figure that's really going to put the screws to it. This guy's rated for 2 to 4 cells as well, has a switch mode BEC inside, and it is an 1800 kV motor. Comes with a 5 millimeter motor shaft. So this is a more bare bones kind of stripped down version, if you will, of the Fusion 8, much like we do with the Fusion Pro and the Fusion Pro SE, or for the Fusion SE rather. Same idea here. A little more simplified. Maybe you don't want to pull out all the stops and you're just looking for an awesome system to run in your large scale crawler. This will work, and like I said, I ran it in an SEX6 quite a bit, like I did the previous 8, and also running in any A-scale crawlers, those big custom Jeeps and all those kind of weird off-scale rigs that are out there. And like I said, it does have normal 8th scale bolt pattern on the front, which is what most of those guys run. It is A-scale size, so a 41 millimeter diameter, and then it's a 69 millimeter length normally, to give you an idea on the size. Does have the 5 millimeter output shaft as many of the large scale vehicles accept, and it does come pre-installed with an XT60 plug that of course you can put something bigger on there if you need. So the Fusion 8 SE is a 2-in-1 FOC rock crawl based setup. It's kind of intended for rock crawls, but it does have normal drive modes as well, with that FOC kind of turned down. So if you don't like that real instantaneous feedback from throttle operation. If you don't know what FOC is a field orientation control. It's a closed loop sensor system that constantly tells the speed control where the rotor is positioned, and it allows for very precise throttle operation or throttle matching. Wherever your trigger or your throttle position is the RPM the motor is going to do, and it adjusts to match the throttle position. So it's good to, another way to call it is throttle matching. And up next, the Fusion Pro Elite. Now, first thing you want to do, this is a regular Fusion Pro. That's a Fusion Pro Elite next to it. It is smaller than a normal 540 size motor, and it's a 2-in-1 that has a speed control built into it. So the motor's here, speed control's here. This is the newest in the QuicRun series, the Fusion Pro Elite. 2300 kV, rated for 2 to 4S, has the switch mode BEC, and is ready to kind of go anywhere a regular Fusion goes with a wider range of operation. It also has the auxiliary input switch, and it does more than just drag brake. I don't have that in any of the samples that I got because, as I've mentioned probably 10 times now, these were all pre-production samples, and after some feedback, some changes were made. So click the link in the description down below if you want to find out more about that, but it's got more drive modes that do some automatic shifting as you change speeds. Very, very cool stuff. But the biggest news is how small this guy is. So a normal motor, they call them 3650s. That's 540 size, 36 millimeter diameter, 50 millimeter length. And the Fusion Pros go up a little bit on the diameter, so they're a 37 millimeter diameter, but only a 48.5 millimeter length. I'm telling you, this is a tiny little motor. I mean, sure, next to a Fusion Pro, this is a little bigger than a normal 540, maybe even a 550 motor. This is Axe R2 2300, so this is shorter than a normal 540 size motor. The Fusion Pro Elite is the same size as just the Axe 2300 motor, so that's pretty cool. I've been running this. I've probably got several hours of runtime on mine in my Vanquish Phoenix, and it has done everything that my Fusion Pro 2300 does, and I can run it on a 4-cell battery. That extra little bit of wheel speed is pretty fantastic. I didn't think I was going to need any more wheel speed. You don't really have to use it, but it is pretty nice to have it there, so I can see why the folks have been asking. What do those guys all have in common? They all work with either the LCD Program Box Pro or the basic LED program card. These are not required. They're only needed for speed control tuning. Any of the speed controls in the Hobbywing lineup can be installed and calibrated, and they'll run fine off the default settings. Now, I know I'm leaving a lot out, and I do apologize, folks. That's my bad. These products are coming very, very soon. Pre-orders are available now. Link in the description down below, of course. I'm going to jokingly say we should have these ready to ship in 2 weeks, maybe more, maybe less type of deal. But it is something that we have been a lot better on lately. Pre-orders usually hit inside of a month for sure. So if you're anxious to be on first order to get these, put your pre-orders in now. The dealers have already been sent the information, so they'll have these in stock kind of the same time that we do type of deal. So if you want to reach out to your local hobby shops, that's something I always encourage. There will be official unboxing videos coming on all of this with full installs and all that. Don't worry, coming very, very soon. At the time of recording, it's end of September. We're about to roll into October, and that's the time of the year for Proline by the Fire. I will have at least what I've got in operation. So if you're going to Proline by the Fire in Apple Valley, California, stop by the Hobbywing booth. We'll let you take something for a test drive. And it's possible that we'll even have some on-site sales available with these new products, plus everything else we stock as well, with some great show deals. If you do have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can email us directly, northamerica@hobbywing.com. Do you like podcasts? We do a podcast. It's called RC Stuff, powered by Hobbywing. You should be able to find it on your favorite podcast service by punching in RC Stuff. If not, check it in the description down below. I put a link down there to anchor.fm/Hobbywing. It'll take you right to where we post it, or you can definitely find it on Spotify. And as always, folks, thanks for watching. It's The Charlie Show right here on the Hobbywing official YouTube channel. We will see you all next time.